Hi, this is Cece with Going Solo, and you are listening to WGSN-DB Going Solo Network. And it's so great to have you with us again. And we have such great shows here on Going Solo with Cece and on WGSN-DB. So we hope that you guys will listen to all of the great shows that are out there. But today we're going to go right into this show. And we have with us Edie Galley. And she actually, her focus is the sexy side of 50. And I think that is awesome because, of course, I'm sliding down the sexy side of 50. But either way, we're going to just go with it. But welcome to the show.
Oh, thank you. Thanks for having me. It's my pleasure.
It is so great. I tell you what, tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got into doing this.
A little bit about me. I've kind of evolved, like I think we all have through our careers. I started out in accounting, left that because it wasn't my passion, went into sales, and I loved sales and transitioned into doing more sales consulting. And from that, I ended up on a radio show and decided I wanted to go into coaching. And I worked directly with women for the most part for several years. And then I expanded my coaching and started working with men as well. But I've always had a passion because of the changes in my life, because of the transitions I've been through. And I've always had a passion, a desire to be like a role model or a inspiration for people living more vibrant, healthy lives, and especially at being over 50. And it's like, this is the best time of my life. I mean, my life's been very good. I've been very blessed, but there's something about it that changes, after you've raised the kids and you've, and all those other things. And it's so exciting. And I really wanted to show people, kind of change the conversation about what aging's like. It's not all downhill. It's not all aches and pains and things that we have to accept. It's an opportunity for a really healthy, vibrant time of our lives. And so in January of this year, I was working with my team on doing kind of a website revision. And I mentioned that I had this mission and this passion, and it just blossomed, and they're just like, let's go with it and let's do this. And so it blossomed out of that, and it's been it's growing. I've done it kind of organically, and it's growing, and but it's a lot of fun, and it's I like how it's opening up and helping people.
Yeah, I so agree. I got my divorce when I was like 51, and it just opened so many doors for me. I mean, I just started coming out. It's almost like a flower, and you're just starting to blossom. And I made great friends where I didn't have friends before. I started doing things that I was always told that I wasn't smart enough to do. And so all of these great things started happening to me. And it's just my whole world has totally changed. And I am so not the person I was before. And it is just awesome. So really, I think being in your 50s is what people say, like, what's your new 30s or your new 40s. So it's great.
Yeah, I agree with you. And I think, we get, they say it's the new 40s or the new 30s. And I tend to think of it as even better because, I was so busy raising kids and focused on one thing that nothing was about my growth or my experience of life. It was always focusing on other people, which is women, kind of what we do.
Mm-hmm.
And I always thought by the time I'm 50, it seemed so much older than it actually is when you get there.
Yeah. Well, and you're right. I think you do have time in your 50s to start saying, hey, what about me? And what am I going to do? And it's my time now to be able to grow and do different things. And I tell you, the world of technology has really opened the door for us to be able to do a lot of things. And I talk to a lot of individuals that are older, in their 50s, 60s. And because of technology, we're able to make this connection that we never could make before. So it's awesome. It's like having like the new age of, remember when, well, you might not remember, but when television first came out, people kind of poo-pooed it. But look at it now. There's TV in like every room of your house. It's on your
pretty
phone.
much every place you go out. There's pretty much a television everywhere. Yeah, absolutely.
Right. And now we have internet. So and internet is going to be taking over, and like with the radio and the TV and all of that. So everything is totally changing. But that's the thing is, I think when we are in our 50s, we have to really accept that change. We have to really embrace it. And I like what you do, bringing out that sexy side, because, yeah, I mean, people are so sexy. You know,
They are. And
they are
life is so
so
sexy. Yeah. And
yeah, they're so
it's not
into them.
about what we thought. It's not like sexy like what we thought it was maybe in our 20s. It's not about our age or our shape or our size. It's something that comes from inside, and it's a feeling about life, and it's the way we live. And because life is really like juicy and good at this point. And I think people should be, more people should be aware of that, of the opportunity to live that way.
Absolutely. Well, let's take a quick break. And when we come back, let's talk about some things that we can share with people out there if they want to get a little bit of a better groove on in their 50s. If they want to be able to embrace their lives a little bit more, what can they do to be able to do that? So let's just take a quick break. And when we come back, we'll talk about that. Okay?
Okay, great.
All right, sounds good. Well, we are listening to WGSN-DB Going Solo Network. This is Going Solo with Cece, and we'll be right back. Okay, so we'll grab a cup of coffee or a glass of wine, and people can move on, and we'll just come right back. Well, this is Cece with Going Solo. You are listening to WGSN-DB Going Solo Network. I have with me today Edie Galley. She has started this new wave of thinking, which is a sexy side of 50. And we really like that because we want to embrace, basically our senior years of life, because it's not over, is it? It's not over. We're able to really get more in touch with ourselves. And so welcome back to the show.
Thank you. Again, it's my pleasure to be here.
It is great having you. So let's talk a little bit more about how we can get our groove on when we're in our 50s. What can we do to start spicing up our lives a little bit, being a little bit more focused on ourselves, and really embrace our new age, I think, as we're coming into it?
I think that's a great question. And there's a lot of different things we could do to get started. But some of the things that I have seen be really helpful are think about, first of all, the things in your life that you've always really wanted to do and maybe didn't have a chance to do. Like review, is there something that you would have liked to accomplish? Do you want to write a book? Do you want to change careers? Do you want to travel? What are the things that you really know that you want to do? And be clear with yourself on those. And another big piece is, I think, the way we take care of ourselves, the way we look at ourselves from in the morning. I tell people this all the time. Most of the time in the morning, we go and we look at the mirror and we say, oh, this looks bad. Oh, we're looking for what looks bad, what looks wrong. And it's like, no, go to the mirror and look for what looks good, like what you like about yourself. Really start to get to know yourself in a way that you like yourself. Look at yourself in the mirror and look for the things that you like. Look for the things that you want to express and do in your life. And also, I also find that, it's kind of difficult, I think, at our age, how we dress. Like, it's not that easy because it's kind of that in between, you can't go shop in the the younger section. And then you go to the ladies section. It's like, wait a minute, that's a little too old for me. There's kind of something. Yeah. So really look at the way that you wear your clothes. Don't just let it be like, well, I have to wear this because this is what's out there, or I can't wear that because I'm this age, and wear what makes you feel good. So I think it's really a big piece about expressing yourself and the way that you treat yourself.
That is great advice. And I love what you say about the clothes, because it is true. So many times you go into the store and they're really frumpy. And you're thinking like,
yes.
Wait a minute, I don't get that. It doesn't go on me. And so I think you need to reach beyond that. And guys too. I mean, guys need to look at the way you dress and jazz it up a little bit. And like you said, make yourself feel a little bit good. I love brighter colors and things like that. It's always a good thing to do, especially we're in Florida. So, we have that sunshine and the brighter colors, even though we're a little bit cold today, but it's warming up again. But yeah, I think you're right. It's the key is, and what I'm getting from you is that really do what's good for you.
Yes,
really start thinking
about it. The better you
feel,
the better, then the more you're going to, experience and enjoy life. And it really is about feeling good for yourself. It really is. And so often we just tend to like, oh, well, I've had those jeans for, 20 years. I'll just put those on again. And it's like, no, go and buy yourself a nice pair of slacks, things that make you feel good, a nice blouse. It doesn't have to be a lot, but just make sure that I like the, I don't know if you've ever read the book. It's and I can't think the exact name. It's about tidying up and how she says, you go in your closet, and if you pick something up and it doesn't make you feel great, let it go. And I do that with my clothes. If I wear an outfit and it doesn't make me feel great, or I get rid of that outfit, let it go on, and I wear what makes you feel really good. It's important. The way we take care of ourselves and the way we talk to ourselves, I think, is one of the big keys to expanding our life and feeling better about our life.
Yeah, that is so true. Now, you're working on a book now, aren't you?
I am. I am. That's one of my goals. Like, when I talk about, like, look at what you've wanted to accomplish in your life and realize that there's an opportunity to do it. And that's been one of my goals for quite some time. So I am working on one, and the target is that it'll be published in February.
Oh, that would be great. Because I love this subject, and I think it really is going to help people be able to be more in tune with themselves. And the time when I look back at my grandmother, and I remember her focus was, and I loved her to death. I mean, she was absolutely wonderful, but her focus was on family. It wasn't on herself still. It was on family and grandchildren and all of that. And so she just lived her life that way, which was fine. But in today's world, we can still have it all. We can still be with our families, love our grandchildren, but we can also embrace ourselves and enjoy our life.
Absolutely. You can still date. You can still, get out and exercise. You can, have a dynamic group of friends that you spend time with, get involved in the community, all those things. And I agree with you. My grandmother was one of my role models, and I loved her dearly, but she was pretty much at home. She traveled a very, very little bit, but outside of that, she was just home every day and just either cooked or took care of family. That was pretty much it. That was all.
Yeah, it's the same with me. However, she was such like you said, such an inspiration, because she would always tell me, you're different. You're going to do different. You're going to be different. You're going to, and she would always say things like that. You're special, all this kind of stuff. So it was very empowering. And so I think that we should take that power back and put it on ourselves and let it shine a little bit. So many individuals that I know are going back to school. They're taking some courses, and they're taking courses not necessarily for a degree, just for fun, things that they have an interest in, or if they have a fear of. And so often we have a fear of something that we just don't understand. So if we take a course, if you're a little bit worried about technology, take a little bit of a course in it, understand it a little bit more, then you won't be so frightened of it.
Right. Rather than closing off, opening up to the things that are in the world that you're afraid of. I did that actually with dance. I said all my life, I can't dance. I have no rhythm. It's not me. And so every single time that I would go somewhere where there was dancing, to a wedding or to an event, and there's dancing, there's me just standing still, maybe moving a little bit to the music, but it closed me off from a lot of opportunity to have fun. And so I finally, because I coach people to get through their fears, I finally said, you know what? I can't say I can't dance anymore. I have to go do it. And I started taking dance lessons, and I'll tell you what, it changed my life. It's the best thing I ever did. So those things that you say you can't do, like if technology, like you said, or dancing or whatever it is, we all have our own thing. Maybe it's, sewing or knitting or writing or whatever it is. Absolutely. Get out and get around other people that are doing it, or take a class and get involved in it, and just decide, maybe I really don't like it and I don't want to do it, because I could have found that out about dance, but I didn't. I found out that it is a passion in my life, that is one of my favorite things to do.
Oh, that's great. And, dancing can help you in so many different ways. The rhythm, the music, it relaxes you, releases stress, but it also helps you with your weight. It's exercise. There's so many different things with it. So,
right. And you also meet people because you're
right
out there. And so, and I think it's very important to stay involved, to have a group of friends, to spend time with other people, rather than just kind of, be closed up at home and not be active like that.
Absolutely. So tell us a little bit more about your coaching. How do we get a hold of you if we want to talk to you about some issues that we might have that we'd like to overcome?
Well, you can, Sexy Side of 50 is my website, and and it's on Facebook. You can look it up. It's Sexy Side of 50. I'm also on Facebook, and then I have my own coaching website, which is ediegalley.com. It's just EDIEGALLEY.com. And so you can go on there, and there's contact me information and forms, or connect with me on Facebook, because I'm very active. Actually, on Facebook and LinkedIn, I'm very active on both of those. So you can connect with me there.
That's great. That's wonderful. And I can't wait for your book to come out. I just really can't. I hope you'll come back on the show.
Oh,
On our author's corner.
I'd love to be a guest again and talk about the book. I think it'd be great. And I love what you're doing with
Oh,
the Going Solo Network. I mean, to me, that's exactly what I'm talking about when I talk about the sexy side of 50. It's like, get out there and jump into life and do things that make a difference, because then they make a difference to you as well.
yeah, absolutely. We have a great show on here. It's called You Can Find Love After 50 with Lisa Copeland, and she's awesome. I mean, I love all her shows. I love everybody's show on here, but I love her shows, and I listen to it personally because for my own self and to be able to do that. And that's why I love so much what you're doing, because it really does help those that want to really turn their lives. They want to change it. They want to grow and all of that. And we don't want to let age make a difference for us or make some sort of door that we can't go through.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, my sister passed away at 54 from breast cancer. And that's one of the reasons I do what I do, because we're blessed. It doesn't matter what age we are. We're blessed to have this life, and we can do so much with it. Age should never be a reason that we don't have an opportunity to do something or experience something, because we're very blessed to have our lives.
Absolutely. And that is great advice, terrific advice. And I agree with that. My mother passed away at 56 and of breast cancer too, unfortunately, and very young. And my dad's like in his 80s now, so it's been quite a long time. But he often says, had I known, we would have lived our lives a lot differently. And we don't want to do that. We want to be able to live our lives to the fullest now and enjoy every moment that we have.
Waiting, right? Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think it's great. Well, I love having you on the show, and I think it's so terrific. Again, share your website and information so people can reach you.
Oh, absolutely. You can go to Sexy Side of 50, and it's just like it sounds, Sexy Side of 50, and that's the website. Or you can contact me. It's on Facebook. It's Edie Galley, and that's EDIEGALLEY.
That's wonderful. Well, this is so terrific. And I can't wait to have you back on again in February. So this is Cece with Going Solo, and you are listening to WGSN-DB Going Solo Network. If you'd like to send me an email, let me know what you think of the shows. If you have any comments, if there's something you want to hear, we can bring it to you. Just email Going Solo Network at gmail.com, and you can reach me that way. So we love having you here, and we can't wait to see you next time. So bye for now.
Bye.